Welcome back to Rubbin Minds. Now, our next guest is an entrepreneur who has blessed us with her many talents, from cooking to fitness to her diary sessions, and also to her love for people, especially her mom. I can go on and on about this lady who is referred to as a breath of fresh air. Welcome, Uriel, to Rubbin Minds.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Now, I know it came as a shock for many when you were evicted from the Big Brother Naija All-Stars season.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people have been wondering why. Who's to blame? Is it the fans?
Yeah.
Is it the media? Is it the jury members?
Yeah. For me, I just feel like, you know, so many factors, you know, combined together. I feel that was the cause of me leaving. But I would say predominantly, I would say it was the jury's fault because, you know, if you look at the votes, you know, I had higher votes, but, you know, at the end of the day, they had the last word and I had to leave. So, yeah.
And when you lay the blame at the jury, how do you feel now that the jury component has been removed?
Well, initially, you know, I wasn't quite sure how I would feel. But I feel like, you know, I always say this, I feel like I was cheated because I gave a brilliant show, you know. I think even, you know, for the 3 weeks I spent there, you know, I was well-rounded with the cooking, my talent, my singing, my acting. So, yeah, I just, I don't like it, you know. I felt really bad, I felt cheated, and I felt like I had so much more to offer. And, yeah, it was a struggle in the beginning, trying to, you know, get over the fact that, you know, it was snatched from you. But all you can do is, you know, look at that and move on and make that deciding factor, the jury's deciding factor, your strength to move on and better yourself. So I'm working twice as hard now.
And some will say that you gave us a lot of content, like you mentioned, from the cooking, even your incredible fitness journey. Like the person who came years ago is not the same person.
Absolutely not.
And you were giving us really good diary sessions. So the question is, why weren't the fans doing what they needed to do to keep you out of the bottom three?
So that's a very interesting question. I would say people became very relaxed. Because, you know, I have a huge following, so I have about 1.8 million followers, sorry. And they just felt, okay, Uriel is safe, you know, somebody's going to vote for Uriel, you know, like she's strong, you know. And I feel like they just kind of laid back, and that is how I entered the bottom three. Previous to that, I was never in the bottom three. So I think everybody was just relaxed that, you know, she has this, she's got this. And surprise, surprise, things happened, you know, especially when you have the other housemates where they might not have as much following as I do. So they're like eager and they're like voting and they're throwing in, you know, money to vote. And I think that's what happened. I feel like my team also were very relaxed when it came to...
Laissez-faire, your handlers.
I feel like they were very relaxed. So, I mean, so many things. I've wrecked my brain and I've gone through so many different scenarios, but you know, it is what it is. I'm outside now and I have to make it work for myself, and I don't want to keep pondering on, you know, what could have been. I'm here now. So what can Uriel do to progress on to her next level and, you know, make more than that 120 million.
And I think we've already seen you do so many things coming out of the house. It's like you've hit the ground running since you've left the house. One thing that has come up is this, would you say, a love-hate relationship with the media? And how, I'd like you to address that, because there's been some of what you've said online about how the media has twisted some of the things you said about particular housemates.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, I understand the media very well, and I understand that in order for a certain media house to, you know, get some sort of recognition, they have to have cutouts of, you know, like a showstopper, something that will catch the viewer's attention. And I understand that factor, but they're doing their job, and I feel like, you know, sometimes, you know, to make money or to get to a certain position, you have to twist things, you have to twist the truth. And it's sad because, you know, I'm caught up in the middle, and it is my life. And for the last 6 years, I have always been a family brand. I am, you know, my brand is family friendly. So, you know, it hurts, but you just do what you got to do, and that's it. You know, you take it under the chin and just keep progressing, and that's what I do. I'm a very strong woman. I've gone through far.
And you spoke about being a family brand. I mean, if you people who follow you on social media know that your mom is a huge part of your life, and you're very open about her struggles with dementia and her illness, and how you've continued to remain strong for her. Now, a lot of people were expecting that maybe when you went into the house, you would have spoken about her a lot more.
Yes.
Was that a strategy not to really speak about her, even though there was the issue with white money?
Yeah.
Do you feel that your strategy going in was more about maybe the cooking and the fitness and less of this family brand?
So I would say when I said initially that I've gone through a lot more, I was actually talking about my mother. I spent 10 years of my life being a carer. So this is just a little icing on the cake. I will definitely overcome this. But in regards to my mother, not bringing my mother full front, in the house was a decision I made before I went in, because I just thought that it would just be too predictable, and people would be like, oh, why is she using her mother to get sympathy votes? And I feel like there's so much about myself, and I have so much talent, whether it's the cooking. I found out in the house that I have such a stage presence, theater. I'm able to project myself in a very good manner. So there's so much more to Uriel than just, her mother. And I wanted to show that I'm a cook. I'm also into fitness. I can sing. I can do this. I'm well-rounded. And that was a decision I made, not to bring my mother into the equation, because they know that side of me. They've known it for 6 years. This is a fresh start. Okay, let me show you things you might not know of me. And that was the decision I made. Yeah.
Now, if we look at the first time you went into the house, it was Uriel the musician.
Yes.
And then you go back into the house and it's Uriel the cook, the fitness expert, Uriel with the new body.
Yes.
How much of the music
breath
is
of
still...
fresh air.
Yes, the breath of fresh air.
Yes.
How much of the music is still important to your brand and your future plans?
So the music for me is, I probably wouldn't do music to push out there and, like an artist. But what I would want to do now is I want to work with brands. So I want to go into doing jingles. I want to go into jingles on the radio. I want to, create music for brands, food brands. I want to be behind the scene. I want to lend my voice to push out brands. So that is what I want to do when it comes to music. I write songs. So it's something that I'm looking to do. But as far as me being an artist, no, I don't have that. I don't have that energy. Or like being an artist is, oh my goodness, it's so much wahala, So I don't have the energy to be like, hey, meet me at this place, meet me at that place. I don't have that energy, please. So yes, I'm definitely going to go into behind the scenes, production, music when it comes to brands.
And speaking about your future plans, we've heard about the podcast. Tell us about that, the inspiration. And is this something that we're going to see you next year, 2 years? Is this podcast here to stay?
Absolutely. I always call myself a vibe. I've always been a vibe. And I feel like the podcast, I've always known that people love to listen to me and people love, my sense of humor. So the podcast thing is just, an extension of myself. And it's something that, I do freely, when there's something going on in the economy or entertainment, whatever, I'm able to push that onto my podcast. So it's definitely here to stay. Eventually, I would love to go into having my own talk show, but I want to do it. I want to touch lives with my talk show. I've had so much experiences, growing up. I grew up in a single-parent home. My mother was an immigrant in the UK. We've gone through so much in our lives. So I want to have a show where I'm able to touch lives and, be around people. So yeah, everything is, working accordingly. Yeah.
And one of the things that we saw you on screen is you seem to have this like UK personality, but you can very quickly switch it off and go local, and you've done that right now. Okay. So how do you choose which personality and to put out there? Is this the Euro UK or is this the Euro Nigeria?
Well, the Euro UK is kind of here because I feel like I have to be prim and proper. So it's second nature, I could be talking in my UK accent, and then all of a sudden the Igbo comes out. Yeah, so I now say something like "Ihotago." I'm like, where did that come from? So it's just something that is a part of me. It's just me. And I just found that people actually find it interesting where I could be like very prim and proper, and then the Igbo comes out. So it's just me. I've been doing it for years. So it's like now people love it. So yeah. It is what it is.
Interesting. I mean, I'm almost thinking of maybe skits, different characters.
Yes. I'm heavily thinking of going into acting. So, but I don't want to be in a situation where I'm on set for like 2 weeks. No, because I'm too busy. I'm trying to push out my restaurant. I have a sports brand coming out now. So I'm doing so much. And I know acting is very demanding. So I think skits will be more suited to me where, you have a shorter period of shooting days rather than being on set for a longer period of time. So yeah, I really want to, this Big Brother, I'll tell you what, it made me more assertive of myself and things that I was pondering on in the past, thinking, will I be a good actress? Will they like my food? I cook differently. So when I entered the house and I just felt like everybody loved my food, they loved my acting, they loved my, so it's given me that, yes, I can do it. So it was a blessing in disguise for me, absolutely.
So were you saying your food was sweeter than White Money's food?
All day, every day. Come on. And he knew it too. White Money didn't know when he ate my, what was it, my fried rice or my native rice. He didn't know when he finished chewing bone. He spat out the bone, toe on the plate. So he didn't even know when he did that. So, I mean, we all cook differently, but I think I have a little bit of an edge because I do local and I do continental as well. But he is such a brilliant chef. But I think I have the edge,
Okay.
I grew up cooking for 4 boys.
When you speak about maybe pursuing that acting and skits, a lot of people believe in collaboration. So if you were to collaborate with some of the housemates in there, like who would be the people that, who do you want to collaborate with?
With the skits?
Yes.
I would say I would love to do a collaboration with Benita because I think she's an amazing, strong actress. I would love to do something with Baye. Adekunle is amazing as well. White Money is a wonderful actor. Soma, Fraud. Oh my gosh, so it's just endless because I just feel like there's just so much talent in that house. So I would love to do something with them. Yeah. With
I think a name was missing. I'm considering that.
Oh, sorry, who?
You and him have had a bit of acting experience on our screen.
Oh, Perret!
Is there chemistry there? Is there something there?
Perret is my friend. There's nothing there.
Just your friend.
We just had. You see, the thing is, if I'm going to do something, Uriel, if Uriel's going to do something, I'm going to do it 100%, and I'm going to make it believable. So when I got the call to do this music video, and Perret was my co-star, and we met. Obviously, he's a handsome guy. There was a little bit of, mutual. What's that word?
Or attraction, chemistry,
of course,
sparks.
you have to have. And I feel like because of that, we were able to sell that video and make that video, believable. People thought that we actually were, we actually dated because it was like, how can you have so much chemistry in that one video? But as far as on the outside, will something happen between Perret and I don't think so. I think we have an understanding that we're friends. Yes, I'm attracted. I think he's an attractive man, but I think it stops there. And I respect him as an actor, and I think he respects me as a creative person. But he is a wonderful friend, and I can't wait to see him when he comes out.
And speaking of attractive men, Neo.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, what do you make about the whole Neo situation in the house?
Neo, do you know what? I said the first person when I walked into the house that I saw and just thought, oh, he's a good-looking guy. And we actually spoke. I think it was the first night was actually Adekunle. And he was very quiet. And I was drawn to him being withdrawn. And I came up to him and I was like, oh, why are you so withdrawn and the rest of it? And then later on, as time went on, I saw Neo. And I was like, oh, Neo's really handsome. And the first thing that attracted me to him was his smell. And I love the fact that we were both into the same thing. We're both into fitness. We both love smoothies. He's going to do a smoothie bar. I have a smoothie bar that I'm also going to do. So it was just, I found common ground with Neo. And, yeah. And
you shared a kiss.
Yes. And despite him being younger than myself, it didn't matter. I feel like when you have that common ground. Age is nothing but a number, and we did share a kiss. It was a mutual understanding.
Mutual, so we are not blaming it on any substance, or it's mutual.
You see, I feel like if somebody blames a kiss on alcohol, I would say that is wrong. The reason being is because you're already in that frame of mind. You're already thinking, I'm attracted to that person. So the only thing alcohol does is it highlights your feeling, and it makes you more confident to...
It removes that barrier.
Yes, to do what you need to do. So I was already attracted to him. And yes, I had alcohol, yes. But it just made me feel like I was more confident to go in for the kiss. And I've never done anything like that, especially on national TV.
And he kissed back.
And he kissed back, you know. And yeah, I'm glad you saw that. He kissed back. I'm glad you said that. He kissed back. So yeah, it was a mutual thing. And I feel like, you know, he is attracted to me, and I'm attracted to him. So it was just bound to happen. I feel like only you know, we don't know what could have happened if I had stayed longer.
He's attracted to you, but it seems like he spends a lot of time dealing with issues in the toilet, like with Tolani Badge.
I feel like with Tolani Badge and Neo, I would say that they've had an ongoing friendship, 3 years now. And you know, Neo is a very loyal man, and he is very into his friends and wants to make sure everybody's okay. So I would be surprised if Neo met somebody like today and abandons a 3-year relationship. So the whole scenario that you're talking about, the whole toilet thing, I was out of the house, but I feel like I still stand by this. I still feel like there was a mutual attraction between both of us, but I also stood back. You know, I wasn't all over him in the house. I gave him space, and that was it. That's the kind of person I don't want to chase a man too much. I feel like if you want me, you need to come for me. I've shown you I have interest in you. And I think that was why every weekend, you know,
The clips say it all.
Yeah.
Now, who would you put your money on to go all the way and win?
Oh, who would I put my money on?
Oh, who are you rooting for?
I am rooting for a lot of people, but it's so hard to say now. I feel like I want Baye to win, and I want Cece to win. Baye or
Girl
Cece.
power.
I want Baye, and I feel like Baye and Cece will stand hand in hand in the finals. I feel like that would happen. I feel like Adekunle will be somewhere there, but I feel Baye or Cece to win. But I love every one of them. Soma, Alex, I love all of them. But, you know, you have to go by what the viewers are seeing and what's going on online, and they have such a huge impact right now. So, yeah.
And finally, I mean, you've spoken about your sports brand. You've spoken about wanting to go into skits. What can we expect from you from now till the end of the year?
Oh my gosh, so many things. I have my restaurant, so I do predominantly healthy foods. So you get to taste all the recipes I cooked in the house and all my new recipes. My podcast, which is, you know, ongoing, and I'm about to release a fitness line. So, you know, just, you know, we have the gym wear, we have the bags, the flask, and what else is there? You know, I'm going to continue my work. I do meal plans for people that want to better their lives, lose weight. So I'm going to continue doing that from my office space. You know, working with more brands, influencing, lifestyle. So there's so much more, and yeah, there's so much more to me. I feel like I'm such a versatile human being. So and I'm blessed. So many things are going to happen. So many wonderful things. So yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
And congratulations in advance for all the many things you have planned.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Wanna go with you. Don't just stand